let's talk about content creation. Like, I don't know, is there a time frame that you see in your world that, from sort of like I signed the contracts to, this like window of, I think you gave me some grace earlier today when you said like, I get, we're in this adoption mode.
Yeah.
Maybe
you're in the
like,
launch.
What is that? Okay. Well, how long is the launch period?
So we always say, don't bite off too much up front, because it is going to take time to build. And there are a lot of teams that they want it, they have the need, and they have the time, but more than anything, they have the person. And wearing that hat of videographer is just one of how many hats the site teams need to wear. And many people don't want to wear that hat or aren't good at wearing that hat.
Which is crazy because they can make a TikTok
all day,
like
every day.
5 a day with their dog. And then like, so it's like, I do get that it has to be like the person. So it's like, is there a mental shift on what they have to do? But anyway, back to the adoption period. I don't want to digress just yet. We get a certain amount of time, to start dipping our toe in the pool. I'm sure people don't just cannonball in and just like record everything, or do they?
They do, yeah, for sure.
Those people are great.
They do, whether we're doing it for them or they do it themselves, yeah. Especially when you're talking about new construction, there's no better time to do it than when that unit first delivers.
Right.
But ultimately, what we've found to really make it click for the teams, and why we say let's crawl, walk, run, is in that crawling phase. If they can just get that one push notification that says prospect X just watched your video, and they see the second notification pop up, and they're like, this person's engaging, and they get that excitement, they see the results, and when that person who viewed that video turns into a signed lease, they're like, they get it, and they're like, okay, this actually is going to help me.
That is gratifying, because otherwise emails and sometimes texts, it just feels like they go out into the universe. And then it's like, did anybody hear that? Did I even send that email? Did it happen? And then I think too, that's where leasing associates, they're either quick to like close lost, in our systems and just be like, well, they didn't ever respond for 3 days or 3 different contacts and then it's done. But I have to wonder when someone watches a video, what is the probability of leasing at that point? Like back in the day, whenever that day was, I'm not going to say. But back in the day, we had expectations on closing ratios, and that was based on tours. It wasn't, I don't ever remember anybody really being focused on, well, how many phone calls did you take? Maybe appointments. I mean, I guess that was kind of a thing, on the appointment side, but really it was like of, 10 people that came in, how many of them leased? And there were some expectations there. Can we hold software to the same standard?
Absolutely.
Are you better? I mean, maybe.
Yeah, we are. I'll say it. We are. And it's not it's us equipping the leasing agent to be better. And that's what's super powerful about it. We actually just analyzed about 800 properties worth of data, 12 months of data. And what we found was for those communities, their prospects that did not have a single video interaction, their lead to lease conversion rate over that 12-month period across all the properties was 10%.
10% if they watch nothing.
Nothing. No real link content, period.
Okay.
If they had one single view of a real link video, their lead to lease conversion rate jumped to 38%. Over 10%, just one view video. If they watched a video or any videos 5+ times, almost a 60% lead to lease conversion rate.
Dang.
And so when you talk about just enablement and being able to be smarter, more efficient, more effective in a process, if you're tracking that engagement and you see prospect X just watch that video for the 5th time, you better pick up the phone and call that person, because you've got a 2/3 chance they're going to sign that lease.
Right. And also, like, I'm just thinking, back to my on-site days, like, I would have been so annoyed if someone came back 5 times. You know what I mean? Like, if they wanted to actually physically see the apartment. I mean, I might have been excited because I like humans a lot. And so I might have been like, oh, Sally's back again. And this time she brought her brother, or whatever. Like, I probably would have enjoyed it. But then when you think about the hours of, work, attention, the opportunity cost of, where that time could have gone versus that. And to think that that can be rolled up in a process that doesn't require more than a minute from me, and then if I'm integrated in some way, maybe less than that, maybe a couple of clicks. That's efficiency, at its absolute finest.
And we're tracking the same things with our live video tours too. The average in-person tour is what, 45 to 60 minutes long, give or take?
Yeah. I mean, I just witnessed that last couple of weeks. I mean, some faster, but faster doesn't necessarily even mean, if that human came in and they wanted that experience and we gave them 20 minutes in and out, I'm not sure we won. I'm not sure we won the war, Yep. So yeah, I think 40 minutes is probably fair.
The average Relink live video tour is 12 minutes long. And is the single highest converting experience on the Relink platform.
Okay, so just so everyone understands, what's a live? I feel like there's a lot of terms that fly out about this and that, and pre-recorded and on-demand and what are you talking about? Live tour,
picture FaceTime, Zoom, FaceTime, Skype. Is Skype's the whole thing? Skype stuff.
Maybe I don't. I remember my mom used to Skype years ago, but yeah. So the concept of we are engaging each other in real time.
Correct.
We are together.
Yep. And when you think about a touring experience, and I don't want to talk too much about Relink itself, but when you talk about just how can multifamily be more efficient, be more effective, and do more by essentially doing less.
Yeah.
When you look at a live video tour of connecting face-to-face with a prospective resident, showing them what they want to see, building the relationship, answering their questions, that is the most transparent, real, authentic experience that person can get outside of physically showing up.
Right.
And I used to always say you can't Photoshop live video. Well, you can now. Thank you, TikTok and all that. But,
right.
But no, it's all about authenticity. And that's why it is such a highly converting experience, because that person can be sitting on their couch in Germany, halfway across the world.
Right.
Meeting you and seeing exactly where they might be living. And that real-time dialogue to answer their questions and all that, you're creating a much more efficient process and eliminating so many steps proactively in it. So you're still saying that the success rate lies in the combination of the human and the tech, not necessarily where it's let's replace it. And I think too, as an operator, it's pretty easy to dodge a sales presentation that never occurs, So it's if I don't ever have to tell anyone no, that's not that difficult. It's really difficult to tell someone no. So we still want a sales presentation. We still want that moment where you say, you said multiple times you love it. So do you want this one? Is this it? This one? We'll figure it out, do the online application. We do still feel, whether it's tangible or intangible at this point, that our best shot at closing is being able to ask, because otherwise I can just, dodge. But it sounds like if people are watching it, they're not jumping ship anyway. So that also kind of speaks to a ready, willing, and able buyer, a true ready, willing, and able buyer.